Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our webinar today. I want to thank you because this was a late-breaking idea. What we had heard after hosting 12 of these opportunity webinars corporately as in February, we heard, can we have the slides from leaders? And so rather than just give the slides, which you have them in your hands, they were also in the first of the month email, but we wanted to walk you through the thought process behind what we did. And certainly, oh, good morning, everyone. So tell me your name and, you know, where you're from. Kat, I want to thank you. You have been on every single one of our webinars, and I love the ones in February. I'm seeing. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully you will get some tips and tricks today that will help you host your own. And just as a kind of a, want to make sure that this webinar, for people on it, this is for consultants and leaders only. So if you're a guest and you hopped on, you're going to be hearing from your leader or consultant because they're going to be sharing this themselves. So we wanted to put this in your hands. We had a lot of success with the ones we did in February. We had over 3,000 people register, about half that many attend. So it's just like your parties. You know, you want to over-invite. Some people are going to attend, and you know, you're going to end up with a certain number of recruits out of that. It's the same thing for your opportunity webinars. Excuse me. So what I want you to know is that if you're a consultant and you're starting to recruit, you can do these. Maybe do them with a buddy. It's great to buddy up on these. I'm here, Susan Bauer, your Director of Training. I'm here with Ashley Morgan, our Training Manager, and Sheila Hercules, our Director of New Consultant and Leader Development. So they're going to hop in as well this morning. And we want to walk you through the webinar that we did. And if you're somebody that has done your own, whether they're webinars, whether you do it on Facebook, whether you do a call, however you know, whatever medium you want to choose, you can certainly do these on your own. And so if you've done them, you know, chime into the chat and let us know what you're doing. Feel like I know you from hearing your voice on podcasts. Any chance Norwex will change the verbiage from recruit to sponsor? Sue Ann, that is a really good question. We would love suggestions because honestly, we have talked about that a lot. And I know from talking with a lot of consultants and leaders that oftentimes you don't say that. You say, you know, just join my team or be a teammate, or I, you know, love to mentor you in this business rather than recruit you. So we're going to get started. And what I'm doing is a little different this morning because on purpose, I am going to share with you our slide deck as well as the notes, because what I want you to know is that you have a cheat sheet for every single one of the slides. And I wrote these in a way that you can use them, with a friend, because there's a lot of interaction built in, and that was there for a reason. So we want to hear from you. I always refer to people I sponsor as new business partners, not recruits. I like that. Okay, new business partners. We'll go with that for this morning. So what I want you to do is I want you to think of this similar to a party. So first, you need to get people there, right? It's the same with an opportunity webinar. Now, we probably would have done a better job doing this a little earlier last week, getting the word out. And we may offer this again at some point in the evening if we feel like it would be valuable. And I'm sorry, I'm really distracted because I'm reading the chat. So Ashley's going to chime in when there is something that you all are saying. I'm hearing that it's blurry. So I don't know if that's just a screen preference.
It could be depending on their internet connection.
So
okay. Some people's are blurry.
Okay. So what you should know is that we're hosting this in Zoom. I love Zoom. I love the fact that you can do video, you can do audio, you can share your computer, you can share slides. You can do this in any way that you want. Zoom has a free service of but you have a limit on 40 minutes. So be brief and be gone. But if you want to pay for that service, like we do corporately, then your bandwidth expands. But you can really do this. You could do it on a Skype call. You could do it through Facebook. You could do it the old-fashioned way and just have an opportunity conversation. And you could do that and use our opportunity brochure. Send that to or give it to the person or people that you have on your call, and they can have something in hand. It's good to have some kind of a visual when you're walking through this. But okay, so let's get started. First, you want to build attendance. So just like a party, you need people in the seats. So if you can do something live, if you sit down and have that coffee chat with somebody, that's ideal, because a lot of times we know people aren't quite ready to say yes at a party, so you need that follow-up with them. That's where a webinar can really come in handy, or that recruiting conversation or business partner conversation after the fact. So you just want to think of it as a way to connect with people that haven't quite made that decision yet. And for some people, they might go home, and we know this, you go home and you have a husband who says, you want to do what? And this is a way to help answer the questions that maybe they had on their ride home thinking, what did I just get myself into? Or their husband says, what are you really thinking of doing? This is a great way to almost overcome some of those questions before they happen and help them to make that informed decision. So, so you want to build attendance for your own webinar. So think of it like host coaching, okay? You could put stickers on, on your catalogs at parties. I know teams that are doing this on a weekly basis, and that's what they've taught their teams to do, because you want to catch people when they're most excited. So they say, we have a weekly opportunity webinar that you can hop on, and I think that they actually do it through Facebook. We have a Facebook event, and hop on and it will answer any questions that you have. So, you may be just starting out and you want to think small, and that's okay. Maybe you do your own, you can do it with somebody else, but you want to help people know that there's a place for them to go to get more information. Some people have this recorded on their website, or they send something out to people. However you want to get that word out. But just like your parties, again, I'm going to be referring to a lot through this. It's just like your parties. You want to personally invite. It's nothing like having somebody say, I thought of you because, and I'm having a webinar, and I just think that you would be a great fit, and I'd love to answer any questions you have. So maybe if you're a leader and you're thinking of doing this with your team, have them get their Frankie list out and look for those maybes, or people that were on the fence, or maybe at a later time. This would be a great time to catch them, because we know in March you have an offer of a reduced qualification kit for all of those people. So it's and people are asking about the slides. Yes, you will get these slides, and you got them in the first of the month email, and they will also be on the consultant office. Okay, so that's enough before we get into the actual party. So we started the party with a pre-party post, and this is actually from the catalog. It's one of the very first pages in your catalog, and it's We Believe in Clean, and it really speaks to our mission. So the flow of this webinar divided really into 3 parts. We want to get the mission out there first, because that's really who we are and what we're about. And that's what resonates with a lot of people who are joining us as business partners. Second, it includes the Safe Haven 5. And really, those are the core 5 products that we want every consultant to be sharing, especially a new consultant. It's the confidence and easy button for them. So sharing the Safe Haven 5 and how easy it is to really get started and share that on your own. And then third is really the top reasons people join, and walking through and answering some of those questions that people might be having that you're going to answer before they actually have a chance to talk themselves out of what they want to do in this business. So the pre-party post was this, and then you'll see that each slide has notes at the bottom. So this was welcome to the Safe Haven 5 Opportunity event. We called it an opportunity conversation because it would be pretty boring if I was the only one doing talking. So throughout this, and Ashley's here with me, it's great if you can do this with somebody, but if you can just refer to the chat, because you want this to be a conversation. You want people to be answering and asking questions along the way. Okay, so first, starting with a roll call, you want to find out, who are you talking to? And you want to thank them for taking the time out of their busy lives to be with you that evening. And I like to also say, oh, we have Ashley from Dallas and Sheila from Ontario. People love it when you recognize and call them by names. And you know that at parties as well. It's the same for this. It's going to make them feel like, oh, you know, she's calling me out, and it keeps them present as well. So when I say present, it's like probably what some of you are doing right now. You're scrolling through Facebook, you're making your list out for dinner, you're doing all kinds of things, and you're half listening to this, and you're half listening or a quarter listening and paying attention to something else. So what you want to do is you want to make it a conversation because it'll keep it engaging. It will help the audience be present so that they're not doing that, and let them know. This is only 30 minutes. I only want 30 minutes of your time, so please drop whatever you're doing. And I want you to respond in the chat. This is a conversation. The other thing that you can do is offer something at the end. So you could say something like, oh, you're going to want to stick with me for these 30 minutes because at the end, I have a special gift or I have a special something so that people, you caught me, I was stamping catalogs. Yes, Jean. So we are getting mixed feedback on that. It could be your internet connection. Oh, there's a lot of questions, I think, about just connectivity. All right, so we're going to move on. But yes, ask your guests in your webinar or your call, whatever. That's the one advantage of a phone call. It's harder to be multitasking and do a lot of things, but that's where your chat's going to come in. So that's what you want to make sure that you're using throughout. Okay, so and then I'm going to walk through the slides. I'm going to give you a few tips as we do, and kind of the why behind the slides. So this one, starting with our mission, and I just say, if anybody hopped on early, it gives you an idea of what Norwex is about. We're celebrating 25 years and spreading our mission across North America and the globe. You know, our mission is to improve quality of life by radically reducing chemicals in our homes. And we're very proud of that. So then the next slide. Speaking of homes, what's in your home? Norwex is all about helping people discover a healthier way to clean. And but here's a question for all of you. And I want you to answer this in the chat. So we're going to have some fun along the way too. I want you to see that having that interactivity makes a big difference in when you're doing a webinar, even Facebook, and you all know that. But anyway, so how many chemicals do you think the average household has in their homes? Put your guesses in the chat. Go ahead. 64, 2,000, woo, 62, 60, 29. Okay, so, and what I say on the webinar is, all right, if there are consultants and leaders on the webinar, you may know the answer to this, but, oh, the solution cards. Yes, but for guests, this is eye-opening for them because they're thinking, do people really need these products? So what you want to do is you want to help them to see that our mission is important and that we have a solution for the average household. And not only do we have a solution for a healthier home, but it's also going to save them money along the way. Because the average household, and so a lot of you this morning got it right, contains 62 toxic chemicals. And that can be upwards of $800 a year. And then I ask, does that surprise you? So in the chat again, you know, does that surprise any of you on the call? Probably not, unless you're a brand new consultant. But that is one of the solution cards, and I use that card. I should know this. And the solution cards, we have a purple section of solution cards, which we call our purpose cards, and they have some of these facts. So if you're fairly new, you don't have to memorize them. We have a lot of them available for you. But it's good to get some of those stats out because it helps people to realize the kinds of changes they can make in their own home, right? All right, so then you get into, well, what's the solution? Okay, it's to reduce your exposure, whether that's at home, at work, at school. And the easiest and fastest way we know is to use microfiber and water. And 90% of cleaning can be done with only microfiber and water. You know, it eliminates all those cleaners that are under somebody's sink and lurking in their closets, and that they are spending upwards of $800 a year on. I would love to see the slides loaded up as a SQUE presentation. Great idea. Okay. All right. Stay tuned, Garci. All right. So next. All right. So how do you do that? You know, how do you have that solution? Well, it starts with our Safe Haven 5 set, and they include, and then just read, you know, what they include and talk to the fact that 3 out of the 5 are microfiber products, and you can clean 90% of your home with just water. So if you have somebody who's you know, listening to your webinar, and their thought is, you know, that there's a lot of products in that catalog. I couldn't learn that, or, you know, I couldn't be a consultant because I wouldn't be able to stand up and know as much as my consultant. And you don't want that. That's the beauty of the Safe Haven 5 set. What you want people to say is, I could do that. You know, I could share 5 products. So that's the important thing. So again, I go through this slide and then I equate it, and you probably have your own version of it. I equate it to if you're starting a makeup regimen, right? You go to a beauty counter and you want the 5 products that you want to start off with, your core. Or, you know, if you have guys on the webinar, and I'm not sure we do today, but it's tools. I even know, you know, you have a basic set of a hammer or a screwdriver, all those things in your toolbox. That's the Safe Haven 5. And the beauty is that the Safe Haven 5 set comes in the kit. So a new consultant has that confidence to do their first parties right away. Oh, Larry, thank you. Well, then you can relate to a toolbox, right? What are the 5 must-have tools that you start out with? That's the Safe Haven 5 set. And I think people can relate to that analogy because everybody starts out with some kind of a core set or a core, well, you know, for me, and Douglas, hello, Douglas. Glad you guys are joining us. So yes, so for men and women, you want to have an analogy that works for everybody. And I want to share a couple of stats because I think that this is really impactful when you're thinking about having somebody start. Because when a new consultant starts this business with a party in their first 15 days, and I don't know how many of you know this, but this is something you're going to want to write down, okay? When a new consultant starts their business with a party in their first 15 days, they are 3 times more productive. That's parties and sales. They're 4 times more likely to recruit and go on to be a TC, and they stay 3 times longer. So the reason that that's important and why that's a big part of this opportunity webinar is to help a new consultant have confidence and want to get going right away and have their launch parties coming right out of the gate. So that's important. And that leads me to the next slide. You might think, okay, well, why are you asking this? But we ask, and this is just, and this is filled in, if I'm running this as a slideshow, the answers, you know, the 1/200th size of a human hair, Gulf of Mexico, and 99% of bacteria, removing 99% of bacteria from a surface with just water. That's what they're filling in the chat. So, you know, and And again, you can see in the notes, it says, assuming, most or many of you on this call have been to a party and probably seen these 5 products in action. So let's see who our experts are. And so then it just goes through. And so often, even the guests will know this because they've been to a party. And these are the 3 things that really set our microfiber apart from other microfiber out on the market. And then you can go into our Norwex microfiber with backlock, self-purifies within 24 hours, and explain a little bit about the microsilver. And that's also in the notes. So what you want to think about is a new consultant, they're sitting there and they're thinking, can I do this? So when you're sharing that it's just 5 products, that's all you have to learn as a new consultant, then yes, they are thinking, okay, I can do it. I could share that, and I could share those 3 distinctions that set microfiber in Norwex apart from others. Okay, so then the next slide just reiterates, it's no wonder that 3 out of the 5 products in our safe haven set are microfiber, and the last 2 are there for a reason. They're core essentials for a healthy home as well. Our laundry detergent and our cleaning paste, our elbow grease in a jar. And consultants are loving doing safe haven parties because it's so easy to share just 5 products in 30 minutes. Again, then the potential consultant sitting there going, oh, okay, 5 products, 30 minutes, and they're thinking, okay, I can do that. And then it's, it comes in the starter kit. So when you become a new consultant and open your kit, it gives you that confidence right away. And you'll be making money right away. So they're thinking, yes, I can do that. All right, so next. This is the part where we go into our opportunity brochure. And so not reinventing the wheel. The 5 things that you see on the chalkboard on your screen, those are the reasons that many people decide to join. So again, this is asking in the chat. So whenever you see this, the bold, it's asking them a question. So you ask, which of the 5 would mean the most to you? So let me ask you, which of the 5 meant the most to you when you joined Norwex? Go ahead, put it in the chat. And I love that the Safe Haven 5 has simplified your parties. Income. Oh, yes. Okay. Ashley's whispering. Ashley, you could share this as well.
Okay.
Okay. She has a tip about the chat.
So when you're chatting, I just see it's okay. A lot of people don't know this. In the chat box, there's a little 2 and then a little gray drop-down box. And you can choose if you're chatting with all panelists or if you're chatting with all panelists and attendees. And when you log on, it defaults to just chatting with all panelists. So some of you are chatting, but only Susan and I can see what you're saying. So if you want to share with the group, just click on that drop-down menu and make sure you're chatting with all panelists and attendees so we can all see what you have to share.
Oh, it says mine defaulted to all. So thanks, Ashley. And that's a good reason to have somebody else, a buddy with you doing these, because they're going to help pick up where you miss a beat. And so I'm reading all of your answers, and they're all different. And that's what you just need to realize, is that people start this business for all different reasons. And so the rest of this webinar takes a little bit of time to go through each of those 5 reasons. I love somebody said, I was just a kidnapper. I thought I was, just going to take the kit and run, right? And here you are. And I'm thinking that you're loving this business now. So, you really have to meet people where they're at. It's having that recruiting conversation, which that's what this is. And you're learning what it is that's going to be impactful for them when they start, so that you can gear their onboarding to whatever it is that they want out of this business. Some people want flexibility. Some people want income. Okay, so Then again, you'll see this in your notes, is that you want to go through a little bit more in detail. And it's also, it's in the opportunity brochure. These 5 things are, and it's basically the whole flow of the opportunity brochure. So if you haven't picked that up in a while and thought, gee, how do I use this? You can have those recruiting conversations. That's a great tool to have when you're sitting down having a cup of coffee with somebody. So we're going to go through each 5 just quickly. So we talked about the mission, and it feels good to be part of a company that's making a difference in people's lives. So flexibility, and you can talk about how the business works around life instead of the other way around. You know, and as a new consultant, when doing Safe Haven 5 parties, it gives you the flexibility for the amount of time that you spend going out to do parties. You know, a lot of people are looking at how much time investment it's going to cost them. So you want to let them know that it's not that much time. Oh, this script, hopefully you can see on my screen. I didn't put this in slideshow mode. So all the notes, the things that I'm reading pretty much are in your notes that are below that are in the slide deck. So when you open your slides, you just want to look at the bottom and you will see the notes section. So this is also a point when if you're doing this by yourself or you're doing this with other people, I recommend that you stop sharing your slides. And if you're doing it in Zoom, if you're doing it on Facebook, you're just going to go live at this point. Whatever medium you're using, it's good to share why this made a difference for you in starting. So if that's you, then you can, you know, just spend a couple of minutes and share, you know, flexibility was important to me. I have 4 kids and you know, and I really wanted something that would work around my family's schedule. Ashley, did you have more notes?
Just clarifying that you're only sharing your notes with them because you're teaching them how to do it. If they were to take this and turn it around, they would use presenter mode.
Yes. Okay. So if you don't know PowerPoint that well, you're just going to go to slideshow and go from the beginning, and then you'll see, and I'll just do it on my screen so you can see slideshow from current slide. And that's what they will see. You don't show them your notes. That's your cheat sheet, okay? And then it's really easy. I hit escape and it goes back into slide sorter mode. And so you see the slides on the side and you also see the notes underneath. And I'm doing this just so you can see how easy it is, hopefully. Okay, time, and people are asking, love the idea of a SQUE timeline. But you know what? You don't have to wait for SQUE. You can do this yourself, and March is the best time for you to hop in and do one of these. And you know what? Don't be afraid and don't worry, oh my gosh, what if I don't cover something or I don't say something the right way? Nobody knows what you're going to say. It's just like a party, you know, right? So you just hop in. The more you do, the better you get. Okay, so when you get to flexibility, if this was if this was your hot button, if this was why you joined, then let people see that and share with them why you joined and what it's done for you and your family. Maybe next we're going to get to income. Okay, so maybe income was the reason that you joined. I saw that in the chat. There were a lot of people you joined for the extra money, and so you want to help people understand that, you know, as they're building their business, they can be earning an incredible income. You know, even working part-time, you earn an income that can make a huge difference, right? And going back, and I just keep reiterating this because I want anybody that's on an opportunity call to know that the Safe Haven 5 is so quick and easy. And if you want to boost your income, you can even do 2 a night. Okay, so if income was your hot button, share what it's done for your family. And then also walk through. Okay, so just one party a week, that gives you $175 in your pocket and $700 a month. And again, this is where you're going to get interaction and ask, and I'm going to ask you now, if I handed you right this very minute $700, what would you do with it? Jump for joy and buy more Norwex. I like that, Christine. Hire a house painter, buy a flight, double my car payment. And so you know that these, oh, use it towards my wife's computer. Oh, that's so nice, Douglas. Donate, save for my family vacation. So you can see that people that are on an opportunity webinar, as you're having this recruiting conversation with them, if you paint that picture and ask them, what would you do with just $700 more in your family's budget for the month? It's nice to dream about what you're doing. And you know that that's just, as Kathy Mitchell would say, a one-party problem. So if you want something, just have one more party a week. And for all of you, I hope that these are things that you're able to do with your Norwex income. But help people dream about what they could do and what this could mean for them and their families. All right, so we're moving on. Next in the opportunity brochure is part-time, full-time, or big time. And we know what that means, but you want to just spell it out. You know, it's a few hours a week. Maybe it's, you know, a little bit more than that, or it can be a career change. So you want to help them to understand that this business really can fit into whatever amount of time they want to devote to this. And again, in the chat, you know, asked if you were to start this business, do you want to work a few hours a week, a few hours a day, or start a new career? And I can tell you, I did about 5 of these last month, and you'll find so many interesting things from the people that are on your webinars. I was surprised at the number of people that really want a different career. You know, and that if they can dream about that and just get their foot in the door, starting their launch parties and really quickly getting them going, you know, they may be sitting where some of you are right now. So next, big benefits. And what does that mean? And this comes direct from the opportunity brochure. This shares with them some of the other benefits besides income. And one of the things that's really nice to point out is that our hosts are gifted with free products. People shop around. You know, think about now, when you're shopping for anything, you're looking around and you're doing a comparison. I can tell you that there are a lot of other direct sales companies where a consultant starts and they are spending a lot of money out of their pocket, including on what they offer their hosts. So they may be paying towards some of the host rewards that Norwex generously provides, and a consultant does not spend a dime out of their pocket for their host rewards. So that's really an important distinction in the industry. And then there's just some other things. Some people, you know, they also, they get it, you want to point out, they get a generous 35% commission on everything you sell, as well as 35% on personal product orders. Next, we get to love what you do. And this is often a reason that people join, because they're often not really loving whatever career they're in, or maybe they're just looking for something else that can fill a gap, or, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I want to love what I do and go out and socialize a few hours a week. Oh, I love what we do. Yes, it's so much fun. But what somebody sitting there in the webinar or in your Facebook event is probably thinking, you know, I've never done anything like this, you know, and that's really more common than not. You hear, I'm not really a salesperson. You know, have you heard that? I'm sure you have. And so again, what you're doing is you're providing answers before those questions come up. So you're letting them know that they're not really selling, they're sharing products that people need. Too many times you've heard that, Maria. Yes. So think about, even at parties, how can you overcome some objections before they're even out there so that they're not thinking about those anymore? You're helping them to see that you're fitting a need that everybody has.
Or this would be a good time to have a co-host to give like a quick testimony too.
Yes, that's a great idea. So I don't know if you heard Ashley, she said this would be a great time if you have a co-host to share a testimony. And if there's a couple of you on the, you know, on the call, on Facebook, whatever, yes, share why you love what you do. At Norwex, we just share from our heart and products we love and use every day. Yes, Norwex is a gift, no sales, just sharing, and everyone has to clean. Well, maybe. I love that. Thank you, Kat. So you want to share that from your heart. We're giving you this template. You take it and personalize it and make it your own. And so finally, the last reason people join is because it's easy, right? And so you can walk through our kit and the fact that up front, they're only going to pay $9.99 in shipping and handling. But we know that that's a generic slide. So you can use that every month. But I put in the flyer for the reduced qualification that we have going on in March, right? So in March, you could say something like, you know, you have the opportunity to get your kit at half the normal kit qualification cost. Normally, you pay $9.99 in shipping and handling up front, but then you have 90 days to sell $2,000. You know, that's just 4 average parties. But for March only, you still only pay that $9.99 up front in shipping and handling, but you only have to sell $1,000 in your qualification. And that's just 2 average parties. Heck, a lot of people have 1 launch party, and that covers the cost of the kit. And if not, then you owe $200. That's why it's so easy to jump in. And also for the month of March, as a recruiter, you have an added bonus for starting somebody in March, because you know you always get $150 in a shopping spree for helping someone achieve Fresh Start 1. But from March 1st through the 16th at noon Central Time, you get an extra $50 for helping somebody. So that shopping spree money. So that's $200 in shopping spree money. So if I was thinking of this, and again, you can use that shopping spree money for a lot of different things at your parties, but think about it for doing your own opportunity webinar. Maybe you want to give, you know, you want to do a drawing at the end of this. So you keep people on, keep them present, right? And then you can offer something at the end and do a drawing and offer a small portion of your shopping spree money. And so this is the US flyer. And in addition to the reduced qualification kit, they will also earn a 2019 Norwex planner when they submit a qualifying party in their first 7 days. So it creates that sense of urgency. And in Canada, they will receive this beautiful Norwex logo apron. Same thing. It gets them jumping in and doing something quickly, which is what you want. Left $200 worth of Norwex. All right, Robin. And I love the MVP to share with people that are not familiar with the products. That's great. Okay, so the gold kit builder will not count. The gold kit builder will not count towards, oh, we'll come back to that.
Are you asking if the gold kit builder counts towards Fresh Start achievement? Yes, it will. But a kit builder does not contribute to the other incentive of submitting a party, a qualified party in your first 7 days. You know, the truth is we want to help our new consultants not buy their way into success, but rather to experience what success in our company is. And we all know that success is based on doing parties.
Absolutely. And doing parties quickly. Remember those stats that I asked you to write down in the beginning? You want to help your new consultants.
Oh, great hair, Sheila. Somebody told you great. Maria likes your hair.
Well, yes, your hair looks very good today, Sheila. All right, you're going to hear from Sheila in just a minute, too. Okay, starting as easy as 1, 2, 3. You want them to really think that this is an easy business. It is, and you don't want to overwhelm them. So sign up today, choose your first 2 launch party dates. Remember those stats. You want to get people out the door quickly doing parties. That's what's going to help them to build their confidence and to start experiencing success. So they want to create a contact list, let everyone know they're open for business. And then this is a slide that I added because I was asked, what kind of support do I receive? And that seemed to come up in the chat a lot. So I think you want to cover that. You know, once you choose your first 2 launch party dates, text them to the person who invited you on this webinar so they can help you get started. If that's you, you may want to change the slides just a little bit. And if it's not a webinar, you know, do it differently. But get them to send you a commitment to when they're going to have their launch parties. And as soon as you join, you're given a login to our consultant office. Go to the new consultant tab and see there's so much training available. And don't forget to sign up for new consultant webinars, which Sheila and Demario host, as well as podcasts and a lot of other support. So you want to let them know that we have so much available for them. They're not alone. And they have you, right? So now I'm going to turn it over to my friend Sheila, who's going to talk a little bit about something that will help you as you're starting your new consultants on their journey. Sheila?
Oh, thank you. So I suppose the first thing I want to say is, as a recruiter, really, you're just sharing an opportunity, aren't you? So let's just be mindful that our role is helping someone experience Norwex at a different level. As a consultant, you have no problem sharing the experience of using the product. You do that beautifully at your parties. And when you're looking at your available dates and dropping in your booking seats at your party, you have no trouble booking party dates. Approach recruiting in this opportunity webinar with the same spirit of confidence that you're just helping someone who has perhaps given you an inkling or shared their curiosity about getting involved with Norwex. I saw a comment about not buy in, but experience. This new consultant checklist that you're looking at, very, very simple. It does come from the place, though, that there's an expectation, if you will, that in Norwex, our consultants do parties. Now, we don't work off of minimums, do we? You can join Norwex without any commitment. Right? We don't ask for anything. However, you know that your success has come from doing parties. That's what you need to share with people. Even those who say, well, I just want the discount. I think that one of the things that you might feel comfortable doing by sharing this new consultant checklist is asking everyone to do a 4-party trial, regardless of what their interest is, whether they just want a personal discount. Don't hesitate asking people to take on a 4-party trial. This checklist helps you do that because it talks about scheduling launch parties. This form that you have is actually fillable. The bottom says clear. That's because you can actually, for each of your consultants or for each of your new consultants who are starting, they can tick off as they go along what they've accomplished. So there's a few lines on this page, but if you were to just look at it for a moment, it's all about scheduling launch parties, right? Figuring out who you're going to talk to, your Frankie list, figuring out what you're going to say using the power statement, watching some videos that can help you. I understand I'm blurry.
Maybe put it in slideshow mode. I mean, that's going to be blurry just because it's so small.
Well, and
explain that that's not really in the deck.
And also, just in case you're wondering, this is on the consultant office. Actually, where will
I'll
they
put
find
the
it?
path in the chat again. And it was in first of month email. Oh, the new consultant checklist.
Yes.
I'll put the path in the chat.
So getting back to the new consultant checklist, it really focuses on a few fundamental things. We all believe, we all know, okay? We all know that the launch party is how you open your business, right? That's a no-brainer. So it's, who am I going to invite? How am I going to get people there? Who's coming? That's our Frankie list. Well, what am I going to say to people? That's our power statement. And how can I build my confidence quickly on the Safe Haven 5? I've used them, but I want to feel a little more confident. We've got some videos that reinforce that. And then at the end of the day, let's be real. A Norwex party happens around a table, a kitchen island, a couple of people sitting around a chair, watching a butter demo, talking about why removing chemicals from a home is important and makes good sense. So I think you have all the tools you need. And remember something as a recruiter, my closing. You don't owe people a promise of success. If I were to recruit you today, I wouldn't promise you that I can help you buy a new dream home. I wouldn't tell you that I'm going to help you buy a new car. What I will promise is I will show you and lead you to all the things that helped bring me what I wanted from this business. And I will direct you to those things that supported and helped my journey. It's going to be up to you to work hard to get the things that you want from this business. Okay.
So I have a question. How many of you have used or even knew we had a new consultant checklist? And Ashley's giving you the path to how you can, okay, I did. Yep, I have. Okay, so, oh, yay. Well, good to know. And I think sending this to somebody who's new, again, it's that don't overwhelm them, don't give them too much information, but this just helps them to walk through those very simple steps. And I love what Sheila shared. So Sheila, let's take some questions.
Oh, good. I'm not going to tell them what my hair, I am rocking this hair.
All right, don't talk about her hair anymore. It'll be the only thing that we talk about for the rest of the day. So, do you have any questions? Anybody? Comments?
Yo,
Ashley.
Can I make some comments?
Ashley has comments. All right, Ashley's going to do this.
Don't skip over. This will take like 2 seconds. Okay, while you're thinking of questions, just a few things. So if you didn't join during February when we were doing these, when you're doing them, our goal was to do them in 30 minutes.
Yes. Well, and actually I can tell you, it was 30 minutes pretty much exactly when I would do them, and that included a lot of interaction. I mean, I didn't do as much on the call today because I was trying to walk you through how you would do it, but yes, tell people, I only want 30 minutes of your time, and please be present.
And it seems like just watching the chat throughout this, maybe some people are new to Zoom or don't really use Zoom. So if you don't, this is just an option. You can do this. You can use the PowerPoint in whatever way you'd like to use it. But if you're interested in Zoom, they do offer a free version. So I suggest signing up for a free account and checking it out. Okay. Like it.
But here's what you need to know about the free account, because that's how we started. It has a 40-minute maximum.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that whatever you're doing is going to be within 40 minutes. So that's a good timer for you, right?
Yeah.
And you should be done within 40 minutes because this doesn't take that long. So, and it also is pretty reasonable for the, for the year. I know, Sheila, you like GoToWebinar. I know there's other services out there, and, you could do this through Facebook as well. You could do it through Skype.
Freeconferencecall.com.
Yes. And that's what I said. If you do something like freeconferencecall.com, just send somebody the opportunity brochure in an email. So they're sitting there looking at it and you're walking through it. And so they have a visual that you can be sharing as you're talking.
You may want to go over availability again.
Availability of?
PowerPoint.
Oh, the PowerPoint was sent in the first of the month email, and it also is on the consultant office.
I'll put the path in the chat.
Okay, so the path to the PowerPoint with all your cheat sheet notes, so makes it easy for you, as well as the new consultant checklist. And actually, we just updated it because we added the new Safe Haven 5 video, as well as I think a new launch party video. So we updated the checklist just a little bit ago. PowerPoint will go up today. All right, any other questions? Was this helpful? Did you guys feel like this was worth your time?
How often would be a good number to do this per year?
So I think that you need to gauge that yourself. If you're doing them and it's just you, you know, you have to look at your schedule and how many parties you're doing. If you can do this with a buddy, like I said, I know a lot of teams who they offer it once a week and they take turns. So they offer it once a week. So that way anybody on their team at their parties has a place to send anybody who really wants to have that follow-up recruiting conversation right away.
I can tell you what I'd do.
What would you do, Sheila?
It just came to me, and I'm telling you I would do this. And will it work for someone who does one party a month? No. One party a month, you're in front of, I want to let them see my hair. When you do one party a month, you let the...
I noticed it was the good side too.
Yeah. No, when you do one party a month, you're in front of 10 people. What are the odds? I mean, I'm a straight shooter. But if I was out there doing 4 parties a month, 1 shift a week, I am telling you I would do this. I would have 2 types of invitations. I'd probably go to the dollar store and get a pack and hand write them, because I'm all about personal service today.
Well, or you could make stickers and put them like
No. I'll tell you why I wouldn't use stickers.
Why?
Because you're sitting down beside me at checkout, and I'm just using her funny Post-it notes, and I got 2 piles of invitations. I control the invitations. And I might say, Susan, I have a special invitation for you. Once a month, I host at my own home a take a closer look at Norwex coffee chat. It really helps me share Norwex in a deeper way with people whom I think would be incredibly beneficial to Norwex to have on their team. And I'm not sure if Norwex looks appealing to you. I know you've just placed a large order, but I would so love for you to be my invited guest, and you're welcome to bring your husband.
Okay, I like that idea, Sheila, but you have so many people that they're excited, they're interested now. They go home, maybe that is that's 3 weeks away. You want something that catches them sooner than that. Is that my other Post-it note?
Yeah, but I'll put it back. No, my point is, I have always believed that the best recruiting happens when you make a commitment at the party and you follow up in 24 hours.
Yes.
But if you are trying to build a team and you're not having success with recruiting seeds that make you their way to the checkout, where I can give you a recruiting package to take home so that I can call you, I would get my feet wet in this arena by hosting, just like we tell consultants who have no parties, host your own party once a month. Have a default place to invite people to. I would walk around with these invitations to my once a month get to know Norwex, take a deeper look. And I would use those at my parties for people who probably weren't going to take a recruiting package. The whole idea is I'm creating a new behavior really for myself as a businesswoman.
It means that,
or businessman.
Yes. I love that. I would also suggest, do you know somebody else that you could partner with to do this? Because then it's like anything, you know, don't go it alone. So if you're recruiting, you're building a team, and actually once you do build a team, then your team will be hosting these. And that's the beauty of it, is if you can do them and you could say you did it 2 times a month and you had somebody else who did it 2 times a month, then you're offering it every week. And I think that there's something about having something that if you have a team, you have a small team, tiny team, but they're not really comfortable with that follow-up recruiting conversation yet. It gives them a place to send somebody. And honestly, if you're not doing a lot of parties and you're starting to recruit, you're thinking, I'm going to take advantage of March because it's reduced qualification kit, it's a no-brainer, then you're going to just want to schedule that call, like you said, within 24 to 48 hours, catch everybody while they're the most excited.
Absolutely. And if you're a leader on this call, I hope that at every one of your team meetings that you do, whether it's around your kitchen table, in your living room, on Facebook, on Zoom, that you have built into part of your team meeting each month a bring a guest portion, call it an opportunity, but I would focus on rewarding those on my team who bring a guest to our team meeting. And part of your team meeting agenda is always the 5-minute review on what's great about being part of Norwex.
Yes, and don't wait for us to do things. I think sometimes there's a sense like, oh, well, I'll wait because, even in February, we did opportunity calls 3 times a week. We're not always going to do that, but you can do your own. So I think we've answered all the questions, and everyone is thanking you, Ashley, very much for sending them the materials. So the very last thing that I closed with on this is a video that I think is very impactful. It features Debbie Bolton, our co-founder and global CEO, as well as a few leaders, and they share what really made a difference for them. You could take this video and just pop it out to people who express an interest in Norwex this month. It doesn't have to necessarily be attached to this. You now will have access to it. So I'm going to put it into slideshow mode. I'm going to thank everybody for being here. And yes, there is a recording for this. Mm-hmm. So if you want to share it, you want to review it, you want to send it along to anybody, please go ahead and do so. And I hope that this was valuable for you. Thanks, everybody. Have a great recruiting month in March. And now you'll see now I'm going to go back in slideshow mode and going to close with this video from Debbie. Goodbye. Have a great day.
When I was young, I believed I could do anything, and I believed that I could someday have a company that would make a difference in many people's lives.
Not only are you creating a safe environment in your own home, it's safer for the community, it's safer for the planet.
We're going to leave this planet in better shape than we inherited it.
I was a stay-at-home mom, and I'd always heard this lofty term about find your passion and your career will grow, and I kind of always thought I would just wait. And then one day I looked up, and there was Norwex.
I remember when I first found Norwex, and we were living on a one-income budget, and I just remember feeling like this was it, and I really couldn't see beyond that. And then Norwex happened, and we started dreaming, and within even just 2 years, we were buying our dream home for our family.
We realized that we are creating safe havens through real relationship, and it is about real people. We're not out there to impress, but we do want to go out and impact.
I walk into those people's homes and I'm so excited because I know how much I'm going to change their lives. They might not know it, but I do. Get a group of people around your kitchen table, you fix your favorite food, you show them how effective and easy Norwex is. They all love it, they all want a piece of it, and that's where your business starts.
It's great because you really only need 3 guests. Everybody knows 3 people. Just for a few hours, once a week, twice a week, whatever you want to make it, you can go out and share amazing products where you just use water to clean and just let them know that there is an alternative way for them to clean. It's not even like working. I wish this could be called going to fun because I don't go to work.
I think it's really fun to go to a party at night and say goodbye to my kids, to work with women who kind of share the same values and goals as you do.
It just has brought so much to me in learning more about myself, to be a better mom, to be a better leader, to be a better person.
I can't fathom having to clock in or ask someone for vacation.
You can work when you want, how you want, as much as you want, or as little as you want.
I can still rent a dance practice, I can still volunteer at the school, I can still work around my family's schedule.
Growing into your own boss has been one of the most rewarding things of this career.
I'm a work-at-home mom. I do Norwex, and I will be home.
I want to make a difference, not just in my world today, but I want to know that I am cared enough about the next generation that I'm going to pass something good on to them. I invite you to join our Norwex family, where we are real people making a real impact.
Okay, that was good.